A lot of times people send me messages about having a third class, being in the job market for so long, not having a job, being confused, being frustrated. Now I get amazed myself, not because they have a third class, but because they've waited 2, 3 years, 4 years to realize that there's a problem. Now, don't get me wrong, some of the most brilliant minds in the world, some of the greatest minds this world have ever seen are people who didn't even have a formal education, people who dropped out of school at a certain stage. Success is definitely open to whoever is willing to pay the price and take advantage of opportunities where they present themselves. However, if we're also being realistic, the job market is very competitive, especially in the developing world. In the developed world, the job market is often very skill intensive. A lot of companies, a lot of tech companies have changed their policies such that being a graduate is no longer a prerequisite to get employment. As long as you have the skill, as long as you can do the job, as long as you've got something to bring to the table, they are willing to offer you employment. But that's not the case in the developing world, where they still care so much about the paper, they still care so much about what qualification you have or don't have, much more than they care about what skills you have. As a matter of fact, the standard in most industries is 2-1. You won't even be invited to the party if you don't have a 2-1. So you find yourself in such an environment. Why do you wait 2, 3, 4 years before you realize that you need to do something about your condition? Now, my advice to those who are still in school is, if you're in your final session and you realize you've calculated your CGPA, you've calculated your GPA, and you realize that your final grade is going to fall way below the industry average or the industry standard, don't wait. Take decisive position to do something about your situation. Beef up your portfolio. Now, my advice to those who are already in this predicament or who are already facing this is, a lot of times people ask me that they want to go back to school, they want to go back to get another degree to solve the issue, and I ask them, what's the probability that you're not going to get another third class? I mean, it's very realistic. If it's possible that you go back to school and you'll still not be able to get a better grade. So by that time you would have wasted 4-5 extra years. So my advice is not necessarily to go back to school for another bachelor's degree. My advice is to beef up your portfolio such that having a third class, people will no longer care. How do I mean? One of such ways is to become a professional. Because when you're a professional, people address you by your professional title, not by the grade of your bachelor's degree. If you're a professional accountant, you're a professional HR person, you're a professional IT person, people will care. Oh, there's a prestige that will get you through the door that having just a third class or your ordinary certificate won't get you through the door. So beef up your portfolio such that people will no longer care that you have a third class. Okay, when you were in school, due to some external circumstances, you couldn't help it, you got a third class. Now you've left school, the circumstances are now internal and the chances are now in your hands. What steps are you taking to get this skill, to get that skill, get this certification, become the best in this, such that people will no longer care what you graduated? They just know you went to school, but now you're the best in this, you're the best in that. You didn't learn it in school. So that's my advice. It's not okay to just, I've got a third class, let me just, anything is possible, let me just put myself. Anything is not possible in that sense. You've got to be very intentional. Beef up your portfolio. Become a professional. Learn new skills. Take certifications. Get to the point where people don't care. They don't care. You're too good at what you do. You have so much to offer that they don't care. And please take the third class off your CV. It's bad enough that you have a third class and you're still putting the badge on your CV and you're wondering why you're not getting called for interviews. So get the thing off your CV and take steps to beef up your CV, become a professional, take a professional exam, join a professional institute, rise through the ranks. Even if you don't have a job, it don't matter. It don't matter that you don't have a job, but take the professional exam. in a specific field to become a professional in that, in that field, and learn the skills such that if you're being called to an interview, they want to know what you can do. Oh, okay, you're a programmer, you're a database administrator, and you have a bachelor's degree in this. Okay, what can you do? This is now, as a professional, they're no longer worried about what you have on your certificate. They are now they now care what you can do. Then you have the opportunity to prove yourself. You've gotten yourself through the door. So that's my advice for